Hi, this is Lucas from the Edge of Dream Space. Thought I'd take a moment while I'm doing laundry today to make a video about creativity versus inspiration. So, at its core, I feel like what people mean by feeling inspired is feeling like they have an idea already. And if they're uninspired, then it means that they don't have an idea or they have trouble coming up with an idea. They just feel like they would sit at a blank canvas and there's probably more of the fear than anything that nothing will happen. Or there's a judgment there that whatever will happen will be bad. They want to have a good idea. The problem is with that is that it's very close to waiting for someone to tell you what to create or holding the belief that you have to know that your creation is going to be good before you're willing to create it. If you're operating from that level, then it's already a anticipation of failure and a fear of failure. Creativity is actually a very brave act, in my opinion. It takes a lot of courage because you don't know what you're doing if you're actually creating something. In my last video, I put a link to Picasso painting something, and there's a reason I did. It's because in that video, it looks like he's painting a chicken the entire time, and then at the last minute, he turns it into something else. Now you could say, well, he was a genius. He knew it was going to be that something else at the last minute. And maybe it's true. But I'd almost rather believe that he was creating. And then at some point he was like, you know what, this would be better as this. And then almost as like a destructive act, he just entirely changes the direction of what he worked on and then calls it the finished product. The graffiti artist Basquiat, he's also a fun one because the way he makes things, in his words, is that he layers things on top of each other. So if you were to actually see a video of him painting something, you would see that it's paintings on top of paintings on top of paintings. Now, did he plan that out perfectly? Did he know exactly what he was going to paint before he painted it? Did Jackson Pollock know what he was going to paint before he painted it? That's part of the reason why I put those artists into my last video of people who inspire me, because I'm convinced that they don't know, and that's actually the strength of what they do. I think they're inspired to paint for different reasons than ordinary people are looking for when they say they're inspired. Some people are actually enthusiastic about the idea of not knowing what they're going to create, but having all of the tools in front of them. And it's almost like discovering a new thing. And then there's the people that get inspired by an idea and they just can't get out of their head until they make it. To be fair, I've been in both situations. And to be transparent, I'm actually in the camp of the person that gets more inspired by an idea than by a blank canvas. But I'm still going to argue that the person who sees a blank canvas and starts creating anyway is more creative. Because what if the idea doesn't come? Do I just sit there? Sometimes it's fun to start at the blank canvas, knowing that it's not exactly fun, but it's like fishing almost. You're fishing for ideas by putting the pen down, making a bold stroke even though you don't know where it's going, making your mark, putting dots and lines, letting yourself look at what you're making while you're making it, letting that be the inspiration, something you've already created just in that exact moment. Or spill some paint, make a mistake, observe something chaotic, and then just do the first thing that comes to mind. I feel like the difference between waiting for an idea and being willing to create anyway, even when you have no idea, is huge. Because one person is waiting around for the idea to feel something, to feel creative, to feel alive. I don't know. The other one is doing something to entice the thing to come, the idea, the inspiration. And there's even a leap of faith in there. There's a risk. And it actually takes courage to create under those circumstances, especially if you're under pressure. I know that different people have different ways of creating. But to be very specific, and just to make my point clear, I feel that creation has to come out of chaos. And most people feel like chaos is uncomfortable because they'd rather just jump straight to the idea. And to me, at least, a creative person swims in the chaos. And instead of trying to avoid it, looks at it very deeply and sees what others don't see who don't look at it. And that person that goes into it, fearlessly or not, but with an intention to make something of it, to seemingly fit the square peg into the round hole. To me, that is creation. And that doesn't require any inspiration. Not at least to make that initial chaos scenario. Maybe it takes faith. And a creative person is a person that can do that over and over again, to the point where they can just turn it on and turn it off. And again, there's nothing bad about having an idea either and going for it. But if you're feeling uninspired and you miss the feeling of creating something, I would say that you have options to get the process going. Thank you for listening to what I have to say about this. Please feel encouraged to comment your thoughts. Hopefully, it'll spark a creative conversation. And I'll see you in the next video.